Y'all already know. My God. I'm going to keep it real because this is the best of seven sports talk. Salute to the NBA community. Seven Mitchell, we are in the damn building. Y'all know how this thing go, man. So make sure y'all smash that like button as you come into the platform. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We got a couple of things to talk about this afternoon. You already know. Let's start things off with our first topic of discussion. And this one right here pissed me off to the highest level. Let's get into our first topic of discussion. Greg Popovich, the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, has reportedly signed a 5-year extension to remain the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Now, this is where either Popovich is embarrassing me or he's going to embarrass Victor Wembamyama. Because from the draft night, what have I been saying to you guys? We're going to see the full potential of Victor Wembamyama once Greg Popovich leaves, once Coach Popovich exits. No disrespect to the winning that Greg Popovich has had with this San Antonio organization. They have definitely built a dynasty. They've built a winning culture over the years in San Antonio. If I'm not mistaken, Greg Popovich is the winningest NBA coach of all time. So I'm not trying to play him like he doesn't actually deserve this extension. But I'm looking at the geographic of the roster of San Antonio. They have been young for a couple of years. And I'm looking at it like, yo, that style of coaching, that culture that Greg Popovich is bringing to the table, that he brought to the table, it doesn't resonate with this new era of basketball. It doesn't resonate with these young players. This is one of the reasons why the San Antonio Spurs for the last couple of years have been a subpar organization, even though they have a little bit of talent. Now, they don't have no real stars or superstars, so I get that. A lot of people will argue that Greg Popovich is pretty much working with close to nothing. But my thing is, if Popovich brings that same old to Victor, how is he going to grow? I'm good with Victor being mentored right now by Coach Popovich and Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan. I'm good with those guys mentoring this young kid coming into the league, help teaching him how to be a professional. You really can't ask for more, or you can't really ask for a better, really a circle of mentorship than those guys in, San Antonio. But in all reality, this is a new day. The game has changed tremendously since Tim Duncan and them guys been playing. The game has changed tremendously since Greg Popovich has really literally been a winning coach. Last championship won was what, 2014? How much of a threat has the Spurs been since 2014? They lost Kawhi Leonard a few years after that, and it's just been downhill ever since. San Antonio as a marketplace has not been a city that stars would want to come and play for a substantial amount of time. There's a lot of people that got a lot of respect for Coach Pop. I'm pretty sure there's players that would love to play in Texas. There's tax-free situations and things like that. But again, if you're looking to win a championship, if you're looking to hold that Larry O'Brien trophy in this day and era of the National Basketball Association, you're not going to be led by Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs. So it blew my mind in all reality when I found out this morning that the Spurs gave this guy a 5-year extension. Why? You're basically, in my opinion, I don't want to say destroying, but you are tainting the potential of Victor Wembamyama, forcing him to play under this style of play for the next 5 years. I don't see how it's going to work. Everything that San Antonio has had as a system needs to be thrown out of the window at this point. Offensively, from day one, from game 1 to game 82 of this season, the offense of the San Antonio Spurs will be ran around, focused on, and led behind Victor Wembamyama. It doesn't take rocket science. He will definitely be their offensive focal point. Now, we watched his first game in the Summer League, and, I can't really argue for Victor. He said and he admitted that he felt like he just didn't belong at that point. He didn't really know what he was doing, and he looked that way. He did not look like a number 1 draft pick at all. He did have 5 blocks, which is good because people expect him to be some type of defensive presence. But when you look at that offensive shooting coming into the draft, what was everybody saying was the weak spot for Victor Wembamyama? It was the perimeter shooting. It was the perimeter game. And he was what? 2 for 13, 2 of 15 from the field in the game versus Charlotte Friday night. Now, one thing I will admit, his next game, if Victor comes out and maybe get like a double-double, a 20 and 10 double-double, I think we'll throw the game 1 out the window. But he's going to have to show improve. And even still, he has a lot to learn. We only in the Summer League. But I swear to God, feeling like he has to follow the tutelage of Greg Popovich for the next 3 to 5 years, to me, is laughable. Why? I really don't get it. How many times in the last 2 years has Greg Popovich teased the fact that he was going to retire? Remember, Becky Hammond was supposed to be taking his place. Remember, at one point, Tim Duncan was coaching. Greg Popovich has been very undecided about his own future. He really don't have anything else to prove. I'm going to keep it a buck when we talk about that. This summer alone, you look at what the Spurs as an organization did this year. They won the NBA lottery. They sold 2,500 season tickets in one day. They drafted Victor Wembamyama, of course. They just signed Coach Pop to this 5-year extension. And, I think they just put the finishing touches on their headquarters. That's like $550 million. So San Antonio as an organization has definitely been busy since the offseason. But I'm looking at the real big picture. A lot of people talk about, Victor Wembamyama is going to be the face of the league. He's going to be an eventual GOAT. I'm not jacking all that conversation. I'm not jacking that Victor Wembamyama is going to be a future GOAT in the league. I'm not jacking that he'll be a face in the league. But I'm definitely jacking that he's going to be the focal point in San Antonio. And not only that, I believe deep down, Victor is going to be good enough to attract other stars that want to come to play in San Antonio. That's the biggest problem with Damian Lillard in the situation that he has currently in Portland. I believe there's a lot of people that would love to play with Damian Lillard. One of the best point guards in the league, if not the best point guard in the league. But explain to me what star that you know, what superstar that you know in the National Basketball Association that's really trying to chase a championship is going to want to go play in the city of Portland. No disrespect to the city of Portland, but that is not a marketplace for success. Who wants to go to Portland, link up with Dame, and still have to try to build something for another, 2 to 3 seasons at least? Because they don't have enough pieces, in my eyes, to be a viable threat. Even with Scoot Henderson drafted number 2. So to me, it's only a matter of time before Dame exit Portland. And San Antonio was actually one of the landing spots he was interested in. We all know that he's big time on Miami, But Damian Lillard was definitely open to possibly conversations of San Antonio. He has a lot of respect for Greg Popovich. He says he has a lot of respect for the young Victor Wembamyama. I'm going to be honest. You might think that Damian Lillard going to San Antonio is a backwards move or a lateral move leaving Portland. But in my eyes, look what he could possibly build with Victor Wembamyama in the next 2 to 3 years if, for instance, he did go to San Antonio. There's no way in the world that having Dame and Victor for at least 2 to 3 years in San Antonio wouldn't attract another star, a Paul George or a James Harden, or, somebody of that caliber, maybe a Kyrie Irving down the line. There's a lot of contracts when we talk about some of the superstars in our league. There's a lot of player options coming up. So things could definitely, get kind of shifty. But, I am totally against Greg Popovich getting this extension, bro. It just doesn't make no sense to me. I don't know what San Antonio was doing. I don't know what they thinking. And you don't want to turn Victor Wembamyama over to like a new coach that don't know anything, an experienced coach that don't know anything. So if you're looking to stay on the safe side, you would probably, if you're thinking like that, then you would stick with Greg Popovich. But for 5 years, I don't know, man. I don't know. I definitely don't like this move. I don't like this move at all. I don't like this decision at all. I don't think that Wembamyama is going to be great playing in the system that Greg Popovich has. Look at DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan left Toronto, a star, goes to San Antonio. He had his moments, but he went under the radar in San Antonio, go right to Chicago and start balling from day one. Kawhi Leonard, back and forth with Greg Popovich, load management issues. They decide to part ways. He goes to Toronto. And what happens? Immediate NBA championship. The Spurs cut ties with, what's his name, Javante Murray. They still got some young talent, but to me, they got to be coached. They need that Ime Udoka type of coaching. They need that presence. Much respect to Greg Popovich, but he, to me, is definitely not the right fit as a coach for a young team, a come-up team. When has Greg Popovich ever been proven to rebuild something? Think about it. They formed the dynasty. Let's be clear, with Manu Ginobili, Tony Duncan, Tim Parker, and so I want to be respectful in that sense. But the best that I remember, he started things off with at least David Robinson, right? Or was it David and Tim Duncan his first season? Like I know he had greatness from the jump. And he's not the only one, Phil Jackson, of course, but I'm just saying, like, we have never really witnessed Greg Popovich take something from nothing. He's never been put in that situation. He's never had to be put in that situation. And I'm not going to blame him for it because the consistency of winning has been part of this San Antonio culture. Maybe not the end game, but they have definitely been a winning organization. But, man, that stuff like that to me is just in the past. It's not resonating to this new game. The way Steph Curry and them guys are playing and shooting the basketball, and then you got these big men shooting, from the perimeter, like all day, every day. That's not how Greg Popovich give it up as a coach. And how is he going to coach Wembamyama? I see him forcing Victor to do things that Victor's not going to be ready for. Is he going to allow Victor to play the perimeter? Because Victor Wembamyama, I'm sorry, he's not big enough to bang down low right now. He's not. His legs look shaky. He just looked lost right now. And I'm not writing him out because we done had smaller guys come into the league and do their thing. You think about Kevin Durant when he got drafted from Texas into Seattle. Look how skinny KD was. But KD definitely picked up some weight, did what he needed to do. He's a two-time champion. Now, I'm not comparing Victor Wembamyama to Kevin Durant as far as like legacy or something like that. I'm strictly talking about having a skinny frame coming into the league, but still, find a way to make an impact. Chet Holmgren from the OKC Thunder. I watched him last year coming in very skinny. He got hurt. But you watched him in the summer league the other night. He was dominating the other night. So it's just really wild to me. Magnif in the building. He said, Wemby is going to be fire, son. Just give him time. I believe it. I definitely believe it. Like, I even went as far, Magnif, as saying that the San Antonio Spurs this season was going to make the play-in tournament. I believe that Victor, he's not maybe going to dominate so much, but he's going to be good enough to change the culture early and possibly, I believe, get another good player or two to come play in San Antonio with him before the All-Star break. I believe San Antonio can turn the corner early. They may not make anything happen in the postseason, but I feel like, now that we have 10 teams that can make the tournament in each conference, Utah, I'm not sold that Utah is going to be as good as they was this year, as good as they was last year. So that's a spot that could possibly get took. Houston looks to be better on paper. They got a lot of young guys. They got Coach Ime Udoka, but that stuff is going to have to be proven as well. On defense, Victor is definitely going to be a game changer. He had 5 blocks in the first game in the summer league, but the Spurs are going to need way more than that from him. That's the thing. I don't want to put a lot of expectation on him, but the Spurs are going to need a lot more. Magnif, if you want to join me, I did put the link in the live chat. You're welcome to come up if you want to speak on this whole situation. But I'm just very disappointed that the Spurs went backwards to me and gave Coach Popovich a 5-year extension. I just don't understand that to save my life. I just really don't. And that's no disrespect to his resume. I'm just looking at the future. Victor Wembamyama is the future of the Spurs. How in the world is he going to be able to reach his plateau being coached by this old school guy, Greg Popovich, bro? He definitely deserves the extension. He's the NBA most winningest coach. He's well respected amongst the league. I don't want to take any shots at Greg Popovich like he should be fired or something like that. Not at all. Even though San Antonio hasn't been winning, I'm not blaming that 100% on Greg Popovich, but he is the leader. He is the winningest all-time coach, and he is not making the adjustments when it comes to the young players in order to get what needs to be done. So even though he deserves it, I will agree with that, Magnif. I just still feel like Popovich is just the wrong fit to be coaching this young man for the next 5 seasons. I don't. I know people are going to come at me crazy. Look what he did for David Robinson. Look what he did for Tim Duncan. He has proven to make success out of big men. That is a fact. But that was in the 90s and in the 2000s, the early 2000s. We all know the game has changed tremendously since then. And no matter how good we know that this young man is going to be on defense, offensively from game 1 to game 82, Victor Wembamyama, the offense of the Spurs, is going to have to go through him. Because if not him, who else? Who else do the Spurs got that can really carry them somewhere? There is so much work that needs to be done. And I just don't think San Antonio made the right decision today by giving Greg Popovich a 5-year extension on his contract. If you were shopping for a head coach and you felt like you didn't have anybody ready, you want to give Coach Pop maybe another year or two, that's cool. And maybe he will only coach a year or two. Maybe they just gave him the 5 years, for the comfort zone. Maybe that's the case. It might not be a guarantee. He might not want to stick around for 5 years. And I'm thinking he's not sticking around for 5 years because we done had so many conversations in the last few years about people like Becky Hammond or somebody else replacing him at head coach. If I'm not mistaken, didn't Greg Popovich announce that this was supposed to have been like his last season or something like that? Like, so this decision to me, I just don't like it. I just don't like it. I feel like he think that he can do something with this young kid, and I ain't sold on it, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not sold on it. That's just my opinion. But y'all let me know what y'all think about, this 5-year deal that Greg Popovich has gotten with the San Antonio Spurs. I'm just tripping. Just give me 1 second. I apologize. We're about to get into the next topic. But what y'all think, though, at the end of the day? Right move by the Spurs, wrong move by the Spurs. I don't know. And I don't want people to get it confused. But it's just not right. It's just not right. Put Ime Udoka as the head coach of them young boys in San Antonio and watch how they turn up. Watch how they turn up. You put him just what I got my eye on the Houston Rockets this year. If you are a fan of the National Basketball Association, all eyes are on Houston, Texas this year. Dylan Brooks, Fred Van Vliet, Coach Ime Udoka. They got them young boys already there. Houston is going to be a potential problem in my eyes. I'm not yelling championship. I'm not saying Houston is going to be a team that could win a series in the playoffs. But Ime Udoka is going to have that squad being a well-respected team, a team that a lot of people is not going to want to have to play if they got their choice. Magnum, you think that the Spurs made the right play? Now, I know you said you at work, bro, so I'm not going to bother you, but explain to me how you feel Greg Popovich for the next 5 years is going to be a benefit to Victor Wembamyama, because I just don't see it, bro. I don't. If you can, in the live chat, explain to me, what do you see in Greg Popovich that's going to allow this young boy to be able to flourish and grow? Because I'm going off of also what we've seen Greg Popovich do these last few years with the young guys that he's had. I mentioned DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan was a star in Toronto. He comes to San Antonio. He go right under the radar pretty much. He leaves San Antonio. He go to Chicago and immediately start balling. If y'all remember the beginning of the year when Chicago was winning before Lonzo had got hurt, DeMar DeRozan was putting up MVP type numbers in that first month of the season. Kawhi Leonard, soon as he leaves San Antonio, he goes to Toronto. What happened immediately? Championships. What has Greg Popovich been able to achieve or accomplish since 2014? To me, absolutely nothing. This right here is the only bright spot in this in the last 7 years to me in San Antonio. When Kawhi Leonard left, it was all downhill up until getting this number one draft pick. And now you watching Victor Wembamyama play, and he looked very shaky. He looked very shaky in that first game. But like I said, man, maybe the next game he could turn it up a little bit, and we'll totally forget about discrepancies. I got my brother in the building. Let me bring my dog up here because maybe he can also give me some other type of perspective. Magnif, I see what you're saying. BA, salute my dog.
Salute, team 30 for 37. What it do?
Man, you already know, bro. Appreciate you as always. So I'm here live, bro, because the Spurs had opted to give Coach Popovich a 5-year contract this morning. And since the draft, I've been yelling and campaigning that we'll see the best of Victor Wembamyama once Coach Popovich exit, because I don't feel like even though he's respected, I feel like that old style of coaching is not going to resonate to this new style of an era of basketball. We've seen how San Antonio have come up short time and time again as of late with their young pieces. And I'm just not sold that he is the right coach, the right fit for the next handful of years for Victor Wembamyama. What you think?
I think it's perfect for him. I think they need Coach Pop. Coach Pop is one of the greatest ever, and I don't know if you remember the first month of the season with the whole bunch of brown shirt players that they have. They actually were, I think they were top five the first month of the season, but they were winning too many games early. So
We talk about San Antonio.
San Antonio, yeah, at the beginning of the year, San Antonio was actually the first month. I believe they were top five in the Western Conference, or top six, and they were winning. They had a pretty good start. With that pretty good start, I don't know if it was a general manager or the owner. They were like, "Yo, no, we not doing this. We not doing this. We don't got no superstars or anything, and everybody's playing well together, etc." So they started moving pieces around G League back and forth, bringing people up and down from the G League and stuff, and then they went to trash after that. So I think that this is perfect for him. And with Pop, what Coach Pop is going to do is the way that he's going to give Wimby some he's going to give him some like some NBA knowledge in game, and it's going to be tough love. He's not going to let him do whatever he want to do. He's going to actually coach him, and I think that's what he needs. As we seen just game one, the kid has the talent, but he doesn't have the mind yet, and I believe Pop is going to show him the way.
See, Diesel is repeating my sentiment to a T. I I don't want to sound disrespectful to Popovich. Everything that y'all say as far as accolades and what he's meant to the game for the most part is a fact. I don't want to deny that at all. But explain to me though, BA, because I thought that he had announced that this was going to be his last year coaching or something like that. And not only just that, how many times over the last couple years have we heard rumors about, Becky Hammond taking his spot or Tim Duncan being taking his spot because of health reasons and him just not really wanting it no more? What type of example does that set for young Victor and the rest of the squad?
Uh, well, first and foremost, Becky Hammond, salute to her. She went to Las Vegas and got her a
Right.
ring real quick, and then they got like an all star team this year in the WNBA. But they would never let a woman be an NBA head coach. I don't see that anytime soon.
True. I can jack that. I can jack that.
But with Coach Pop, bro, bring it back to perspective, man. Like, who else could you see coach? Like, what another coach they're gonna probably hire if they were to get another coach to come in there? They're gonna hire another coach who probably doesn't have the accolades or the resume as Coach Pop, and he's gonna come in and he's not gonna have any solid foundation. So I would love I love this. I love Pop coaching him, bro. I just do. I see what you're saying. Shout out to Magnif. I see what Magnif is saying as well. he gonna prosper after. But I really don't think that he will. I think once if Coach Pop were to leave, it would take another 4 or 5 years for Wimby to actually maybe show something, or he may be a bust, or may not even be a bust. He might not reach his potential level. But with Pop, I believe that he will a lot sooner than later.
Now, one thing that you mentioned that's interesting to me is when you talk about, okay, I agree. Popovich, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, right now at this moment are great mentors for a person coming into the league, teaching them
Yes,
how to be a professional. So I think they check off all the boxes when it comes to that. But Coach Popovich seems to be a systematic type of person, right?
yes,
Wembanyama to me seems to be the type of guy that you have to basically give the drivers, like give the keys to. You said, and one thing that you said, like if it's not Coach Popovich, who else is it going to be? I agree with that because that is a concern. Like if they don't have Coach Popovich at the coach, who else would be a decent coach for this situation? It would be kind of hard stretch to find one, but I would rather grow with another coach for 2 or 3 years, like a Sam Cassell or Frank Vogel. I would rather grow with the potential of that than have a guy like Greg Popovich with all this cachet that he has, basically stunting my growth for 5 years. Which one do you think is better? You think having Coach Pop is better than growing with a maybe a like a Ime Udoka? I mean, Ime is with Houston, but I just feel like a newer, a younger coach might be a better fit.
I I mean, I believe they can go either way, but I gotta ask you this: like, when Binyana showed, even in his youth right now, like he hasn't showed that he was an individual player. He hasn't shown that. Even when he was just overseas with whatever team he was on, like he hasn't shown that. He's shown to be a person that you can fit in the offense, and then the pieces around him he can help make better. Specifically on the defensive end, because offensively he hasn't shown that. And I believe that he is a system. I believe that he is a system guy. He needs to be in the right system. And I believe
Mm.
that this system that Pop is going to architect, I don't think Pop is going to be the same old Pop. I'm sure he's going to add nuances to Wimby until they get one more player that's going to come in and actually be able to work with them.
Well, I want to take it a step further, BA, if you don't mind, because you pointed out that Wembanyama has not been proven in certain elements. When we look at Greg Popovich, when has Greg Popovich been proven to be able to rebuild something?
I mean, I feel like even though I do blame him for for resting players, because he was the coach that actually implemented that in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Not I'm not gonna say over resting players, but having them sit down and everything. But I feel like at the beginning of last season he proved himself, and then um what was that? What was the year? The year after Tim Duncan retired, they were actually decent, even though he did bring in the DeMar DeRozan. I feel like he just needs the right players in the system of play that he's architect, and I
But
believe Wemby is a starting piece.
he had you mentioned DeMar DeRozan. He had him, didn't do nothing with him. What's
Yeah,
his name? DeJounte Murray from that's now playing with Atlanta.
yeah.
Didn't do anything with him. Like I'm just, he lost Kawhi Leonard.
Those
Uh,
are franchise. Those are not franchise starters, though. You don't
true.
start your franchise with those players.
That's
You
true.
start your Wimby is a person that you can potentially start your franchise with. This is why, like when they drafted Tim Duncan, it was a blessing because you could start your franchise with a Tim Duncan. When they drafted Kawhi Leonard and they gave the reins over to him, you can start your franchise with a Kawhi Leonard. And I feel like this is another player that he can start his franchise with.
If the Spurs show no potential in the next 3 years, I'll say three. Who's
Yeah.
going to get the blame? I know it's hard to kind of answer that now because we're not even seeing what's happening. But just projection wise, if these guys play subpar basketball for the next 3 seasons consistently, who do you think is going to be to blame?
I actually, I can't answer that question now because if Wemby goes out there and he plays like crap, because he's not as good as everybody hyped him over up to be, and or if the pressure is so much because he has a lot of pressure on him. If he doesn't, if the pressure overwhelms him, and he just is stinking it up, I'm gonna blame I'm gonna blame Wemby. But it's always gonna fall down to the coach though. This is the
Right.
NBA. You get fired. I don't care who you are. They'll put you up out of there. Greg Popovich will get ran out of Seattle. I mean, not Seattle, but out of San Antonio if he does. If they don't succeed within the next 3 years, because that's the window that they've given him. Because they gave him a 5-year deal worth a little bit over 80 million. Um,
Yes.
but which is I believe that is deserved, of course. But at the same time, they gonna give him 3 years. They're not gonna give him 5 years to be great. They're gonna give him 3 years, and they're gonna have to make it to the playoffs within the next two.
Now I'm thinking about something because you said it and Magniv said it, the same thing. Why does Greg Popovich automatically deserve this? What has
Uh,
Greg Popovich done in the last 10 years to warrant 5 more years?
I mean, he's made it. Remember, this is the same coach that made it to the playoffs 20 years straight. And then on top of that, he was to be such a great coach, he was underpaid.
So are we giving him his money and his flowers now for what he has done overall? Because if that's the case, then I'll accept it, but I don't approve of it. But
Yeah,
I don't.
that's the case. That's definitely the case.
Okay, so he's not getting this contract based like this 5 year extension is not based off of the last 5 years. This is based off of an overall body of work.
Exactly. That's his reparations.
Yo, it just amazes me, yo. I just swore to God San Antonio was going to go in another direction, yo. Ever since they drafted this kid, I was just like, yo, wait till Greg Popovich move out the way. Wembamyama is going to turn up to the best of his abilities, and then seeing them sign him to this extension this morning, bro, I was just like, oh hell no,
Bro,
I I gotta
if
go.
if Coach Pop is not there and they got another coach there who hasn't won a championship, it's just brand new, possibly because that's probably what they would have did is went to a brand new coach. Wimby is going to be out there shooting threes a lot, in a lot. Greg Popovich is going to throw him in that system, and then and we're going to see his game flourish from there. I believe.
You believe so?
Yeah, I
Miss
believe that.
J, Miss J in the building. What's up, Jay?
Hey, what's up?
Oh man, we chilling, man.
Hey,
Talking
what up?
about Greg Popovich getting this 5 year extension with San Antonio. I don't like it. You know, Magnif and BA, they've been trying to school me on how this is a good move for the Spurs, for Victor long term. I'm not really liking the fact that he's going to be coached by this old school type of style for the next handful of years. What's your reaction to Pop getting a 5 year extension?
I said, okay, he's extended for 5 years. I'm like, isn't he already like late 70s, early 80s, or close enough?
Yes.
So it's like you're you're. I mean, he's Pop, so we give him that. But it's like at a point you gotta like hand the reins over to somebody else to guide him because he's in a new generation of like how the NBA is.
True.
So like Wemby's gotta learn how things are gonna work. Pop's gonna probably teach him like how he taught Tony Parker and Tim Duncan and players like that. It may not work for Wemby.
I don't think it is because not to go against what Popovich brings and what he knows, like his basketball, he has forgotten more basketball than I will ever know. But I just feel like, yo, it's just a different time and a different type of game. Like the way the game is played now with like Steph Curry in these threes and then a lot of these big men playing this high perimeter game, that style came after San Antonio had their dynasty run and stuff like that. And I haven't seen Popovich adjust to this style like that in over almost 10 years. That was my thing. And then like and BA, he kind of clarified some things for me earlier, but we was talking about like how many times Becky Hammond's name got thrown into possibly being the next coach of the Spurs or Tim Duncan because it seemed like Popovich was on his way out the door. So now seeing this, I'm just like, what is the problem? Do they not have another candidate that could fit and they just want to play it safe?
I, this is think of it this way, bro. It's the training wheels, bro. He needs his training wheels. He got to keep them on. You got to keep him on his bike. Greg Popovich is the training wheels right now because he's a great leader amongst men, and he's gonna show him how to be an actual pro.
I
So
believe that. I believe that. I believe that.
after that, like it's not too many coaches in the NBA that can do that. We're not talking about a normal, regular number one pick from somewhere that everybody's like, oh, he's gonna be good and he's gonna be this. We're talking about somebody that they are, but that they're looking at his roof and they're at his ceiling, and they're like, man, he could be possibly one of the greatest to really ever play this game.
Do you agree with that? I know we didn't see that Friday night, but just at highlights and stuff leading up into the draft, did you ever get that vibe like this guy could be the face of the league eventually?
No, I
No,
still don't. I still don't get that.
I don't get it either.
Where
Like
did they
I
Yeah.
come
saw
up
a
with that?
good defensive, like he showed more defensively what he can do than he showed what he can do offensively.
Right.
He had 5 blocks, he had 8 rebounds. He showed he could shoot the 3 a little bit, but one, he got to put weight on his frame. 2, you got banged on during summer league.
Yeah, he
You're
did.
not used to that physicality yet,
Yeah,
and it's only going to get worse.
that's a fact
So
because the summer league is his peers. That's like the talent, the young talent. So I do agree with that. Like I said, I'm not gonna harp on the size so much because we seen KD, pull it off, and he's had success after coming into the league skinny. Chet Holmgren was fairly skinny last year. He didn't play, but I saw his first game in the summer league. He looked pretty
so
dominant.
Yeah, he did.
I'm
He did good.
I do want to say this though. I believe that Victor could be one of the greatest defensive players to ever play in the NBA. I see that potential. I think he could be one of the best defensive players that we've ever seen. But I haven't seen him. He doesn't have a motor yet. And a lot of times that's something that you can't coach. It got that fire got to be in your belly. You got to be
Right.
born with that. So that's my only if with him. But as far as being the greatest of all time and all of that, as far as overall player offensively, yeah, he needs to put on weight and his balance is bad. He has horrible balance. When he's dribbling and he's trying to attack or whatever, like when he's moving with the basketball, his balance is not there completely yet. And he will have a lot of lower body injuries moving the way that he's moving now. But I know he has to learn.
Magnum said he could see Wemba being the face of the league. When though? When could possibly Wembamyama ever be the face of this league?
That must be when LeBron retires, Giannis, KD,
Luca.
Luca, Kyrie, all
Yeah,
the major
like
stars are going to be gone. So what are we talking about? 2040?
right,
2045?
right. Like he damn, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anthony, salute my dog. Salute to you, my G. We talking about Greg Popovich getting this 5-year contract extension. So he's gonna be sticking around with Wembamyama. And Anthony know because Anthony is a day one member and he's been in all of the live streams. He know that I've been saying like Victor is really going to progress once Coach Popovich is out the door, and they done locked him in for another 5. Yo, damn.
Okay, so here's the question: if Popovich wasn't to be the coach, and you could have picked somebody out of Becky Hammond, they have Candace Dupree now on their staff.
Mm-hmm.
You
Oh my
got
goodness.
Tony Parker, Manu, Tim Duncan. Like, who would you have picked to like be his successor?
None of them.
Yeah,
Would
because
you have
BA,
gone and got another NBA coach that is waiting to get a job? That's
That's
proven.
exactly what they would do. They would go get a new NBA coach from somewhere else. They would not have any one of those. And I believe that Becky Hammond was the best candidate. I really do, like deep down. But like I was telling Seven, the NBA is not ready for that, and they won't be ready for that for a minute. I don't know what for, but yeah, for whatever reasons.
okay. Now, right now, in the first year or two, since Popovich is here, because of the respect that he has from all the superstars in the league, and I do think that Popovich and Victor combined could definitely help bring us another star over there to play with Victor. I've even heard talks about Dame being interested to play with Wembamyama and under Popovich. I'm not sure how that reality would happen, but I do feel like they will be able to bring some other players over there to play in San Antonio. What do y'all think about what's his name? Frank Vogel, former Lakers coach, won a championship in the bubble. He wouldn't be a good fit. I mean, he's a defensive coach. If you're going to grow with somebody, you don't think that Frank Vogel would be a good fit for San Antonio?
I mean, I believe he could be defensively. I believe, but didn't he just sign with? Didn't he just sign with? Who did he just sign with?
I don't know who. I think he's still available because he was interviewing with Houston, but they wound up signing Ime Udoka.
Nah, I think did he go to Phoenix? I think he went to Phoenix, didn't he?
Vogel?
Vogel, yeah, he went somewhere. Like Vogel signed with somebody.
Oh, he working. I didn't know he had a
Yeah,
job.
Vogel's a coach somewhere. I want to say
Yeah.
it's though.
Yeah, I think it's Phoenix. I think Phoenix picked him up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shit. Y'all let us know what y'all think about this whole Victor Wembamyama, Greg Popovich situation. Y'all leave your thoughts and things in the comments. We about to get into the next topic of discussion. Y'all already know where I'm going at. I will never leave a show without talking about the King.
Oh my God.
You know what's next. Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. Let's talk about LeBron's. Let's talk about LeBron's legacy in the LABA. I'm gonna see how disrespectful you're gonna get on this Sunday afternoon. So buckle up.
Oh
now,
my God.
We done had mad conversations before. I want to try to do this different. I don't want to have a GOAT conversation. I don't want to have a LeBron versus Kobe conversation unless needed. I do want to kind of dumb it all down to just from 2019 up until now, just the LA experience. And I'll start with you, BA. What report card grade would you give LeBron journey with the Lakers overall?
I give him a C+.
A C+. So it has been successful in your eyes, but it hasn't been nothing above average.
I think that what has saved him was the bubble. The bubble saved his whole LA stint.
Wow.
Yeah, he missed the playoffs 3 times since he's been there. Made it to the play-in a few times as well. like it's been horrible, bro. His stint has been horrible except for the bubble year.
What about you, Miss J? If you have to give LeBron a report card for the time he's been in LA, what are you giving him?
I kind of agree with the C+.
Really?
I mean, the bubble year, what's the best year? Think about it. LeBron's had to be the end all be all. Like, then he's got the injuries. Then y'all keep switching y'all supporting cast. It's like, and then you missing the playoffs. Like, I don't know.
X.
Anthony, why do we have to go through this, Anthony? Every time I go live, bro, they just hate on us, bro. They don't want us to shine, Anthony. I don't know what the problem is, bro. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm looking at it from a whole different lens than these two individuals are. So we're just going to totally bypass the fact that the Lakers was a real non-irrelevant team before LeBron came. Even though they had Brandon Ingram and all this young talent, they wasn't doing anything.
They were projected to be that though. When Kobe went down, when Kobe had his injury right after they shut down the Chris Paul thing, Kobe tears his Achilles in 2013 going into 2014. You feel me? They give Kobe a 2-year extension, and when they gave him that 2-year extension, they're like, okay, we just want to pay you for your dues, and we're not going to be able to have enough money to bring anybody else in. So we just want to get draft picks. That's it. They were projected to be that.
From Brandon Ingram to Josh Hart to Lonzo Ball to Julius Randle, Kyle Kuzma.
They went on to be all-stars. They all went up. They went to other teams to be all-stars, and then LeBron had them 1 year. LeBron had them his first year. He had them his first year.
Now they turning up.
What did LeBron do with them though? What did LeBron do with them, Seven? His first year there. They didn't even slip the playoffs.
He could. Well, he had the groin injury. He missed 19
no, we're not.
games.
Hey, we're not doing this. Oh, you
really? See, they like
no. Seven.
Bro,
we ain't moving that goalpost today.
Y'all are tripping. This man This man got them boys out of there because they couldn't do anything. And what he do the following season? He brought Anthony Davis to LA and won a title.
Bro.
How are you giving this man a C+?
Bro, the thing that's crazy is, believe it or not, right? They had all of them players for like 2 years, just 2 seasons, with all of those players together still growing, going on that 3rd season. LeBron came and he low-key stunted their growth because he came in and he does what he always does. I'm gonna take over the reins. Y'all just follow me. I just need y'all to catch and shoot or just be in y'all spots. No, these are players that needed to have the ball in their hands and do things. This happens.
I
LeBron
can't believe y'all try to make it seem like these guys left LA and immediately became all-stars or stars.
No, we're not saying that. We're not saying that. But they realized their potential when they went to these other teams. If you notice, a lot of times we play like these role players play with these stars. Once they leave that star and they go to another team, they become better players.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson, prime example of that.
Brunson's definitely one. Kuzma when he went to the Wizards.
That's true.
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram has been pretty solid since day one of New Orleans. I'll give him that.
He was an all-star, 25 points a game. He was an all-star.
But he's not the type of guy that could lead a team to nothing.
He's not. He's not.
No, he needs somebody with him.
So I don't see how any of that would help LeBron achieve what he wound up achieving. Bro,
that's the thing about it. It's not about LeBron, though. It's about the organization and the actual team. And that's what stunts the growth of franchises.
For all the purposes of this conversation about LeBron's legacy specifically in the time frame that he was there. I mean, y'all talking about C+. This guy broke Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record.
Bro,
still a C+.
Now that is great and all, but as far as LeBron had to carry too much of a load. What was the point of Anthony Davis coming there if you're still carrying the load? I thought, and LeBron said that, okay, this year coming up, Anthony Davis is going to take over and he's going to be the go-to guy. What does Anthony Davis do? Keep getting injured.
Facts.
So it's like LeBron has kind of like no choice but to be the alpha guy and carry the team.
But y'all penalizing him for that, though.
I'm punching on you. I'm punching on this, Seven. I got to punch on this real quick.
Okay.
Yo, I would don't get me wrong, 20 years, excellent shape, take care of his body and everything. But LeBron, within the last 10 years of playing, right, he had great pieces around him to keep him from doing everything, bro. To keep him from doing everything. Is he naturally gifted? Bro, this thing, he had Kyrie, he had Kevin Love, he had Dwayne Wade, he had Chris Bosh. We not doing this, bro.
He made all them guys champions, though.
Oh,
did they help?
Or did they had a ring before which
Facts.
D Wade had a ring before LeBron in 2006, but explain
D
to
Wade
the American public.
taught him how to be a winner. D Wade taught him how to be a winner. We not doing that.
Hold up. Why y'all keep doing that? Why do y'all?
Because LeBron was standing in the corner. LeBron was a superstar that used to stand in the corner and just look crazy and look pitiful and clutch moments before Dwayne Wade got into his head. Was like, bro, what? Hey, we ain't doing this.
Do y'all know how poor and pathetic Dwayne Wade in the Miami Heat has been from the time Shaq left to LeBron came? It was nothing but first round exits or no playoff appearances at all.
Yeah.
How you up here and try to tell me D Wade showed LeBron how to win?
LeBron said it out of his own mouth.
Yeah, they say that, bro.
He said he ain't gonna just say that to bro. LeBron is an intelligent guy.
That's a fact.
He's not just gonna say that just to say that, bro. That's exactly what happened. Just like low key Kobe showed him too. He showed him that mama mentality when they were during the Redeem Team time too. But neither here nor there. I had to throw my guy Kobe up in here since you were so LeBron fascinated.
Kobe Bryant name
you're LeBron fascinated right now. I had to throw Kobe up in there just for a quick second.
Because head to head, LeBron destroys Kobe. So what are we talking about that?
This is another thing. Empty stats, bro. We're not talking about empty stats. We're not doing this, bro. They play each other 2 times a year. I'm gonna say it just like I said last show. 2 times a year, meaningless game.
Over 20 times.
Meaningless games. They didn't play any. Kobe made it to the finals 3 years in a row where LeBron was supposed to meet him there, and he didn't meet him. Those would have counted for real.
LeBron would have won that. LeBron would have beat him. My yo, y'all, this shit is just crazy, bro.
Somebody call the bosses, man. 7 needs to be drug tested.
Diesel,
7 needs to
Diesel,
be drug tested.
yeah, Diesel gonna call me a fanboy and I'm wilding and I'm capping. How? How am
I'm
I
not.
capping on a king, bro?
I'm not calling you a fan boy. I would never be that disrespectful, but you got to be related to LeBron. I know you are, bro. They got to be your cousin. It got to be your second, third
I'm
cousin or
moving to
something, bro.
Akron. I'm moving to Akron. When this stream is over, I'm relocating to Akron and getting myself together because I got my
See?
peoples on this panel and they giving this man a C plus.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what else are we gonna grade LeBron by? We know LeBron broke records. We know LeBron's the end all be all for the Lakers. Okay, you did make the playoffs. You're carrying your team. You finally recently got some halfway decent supporting cast. So
But you
it's
said it
like,
yourself. In 2021, after they won the championship, Anthony Davis was supposed to take the driver's seat and he didn't. Now, the
and
Lakers,
I'm
the
still
following
trying
year,
to
they lost in the first round.
understand.
And then the year after that, they didn't even make the playoffs. But
That's
what
a fact.
about this past season when the Lakers started off 2-10 and wound up going to the Western Conference Finals, including beating the defending champion Golden State Warriors in 5?
Thank you, Rob Pelinka. Thank you, Rob Pelinka. That's all I got to say.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Rob Pelinka. You finally did something right. You brought who he needed to be there. That's what I was saying. Thank you, Rob Pelinka. Brought in them pieces you're supposed to bring in, like they've been waiting for, right? Am I wrong? We ain't giving Rob Pelinka his credit.
I want to give Rob Pelinka his flowers. I really do. Because he has been busy, not just in this offseason. He has been busy since the middle of last year with the adjustments of getting D'Angelo Russell and the rest of those guys over. But I'm getting the feeling and the perception like Rob Pelinka has already done his job as far as this season go. And if it doesn't work, he already got his pass. We're automatically going to be putting this on LeBron James. Like he's giving LeBron the right pieces to win the championship. And I don't like that.
And I'm still gonna go back to what is Anthony Davis gonna do? I can kind of know what Rui's gonna bring. I know what Austin Reeves is gonna bring. Who else is coming back? D'Lo, you know what
they got a squad.
May or may not get. But it's like my question was never their starting 5. It was always the bench for me. Like, what am I gonna get night in and night out? And it's like, okay, LeBron, I don't need you. I shouldn't have to have LeBron score 25, 7, and 8 for us to have a chance to win every game. Yeah. Anthony Davis has got to step it up and be scoring at least 20, 10, and 5 a game and being healthy.
So is his championship window closed completely?
I don't think so.
This is his last year of having a chance to win because he's not going to be with the Lakers next year. We know this. So this is his last year to possibly win a championship. And I still don't think they're going to win. So I'm going to say, yes, that thing is closed.
Wow.
LeBron, as long as LeBron
y'all got everybody back, you signed all the right pieces back. It's like, if y'all don't win this year, who do I blame? You know, LeBron's going to get blamed, but it's like, when are we finally going to say, Anthony Davis, you're not holding up your end of the bargain here? And maybe we need to move on from
right here. Look at this bullshit Diesel talking. Look at this bullshit Diesel is talking right now. Diesel, are you kidding me, bro?
Diesel, talk your ish, Diesel. I'm with you. I don't know what Seven talking about.
Tested, bro. I swear to God.
Diesel, talk your ish. Yes. Kobe.
Whoever got LBJ over Kobe don't know anything about the game. Really. So unfortunately, Diesel missed our panel the other night where we went in on this whole Kobe versus LeBron, where I had to destroy y'all.
Nah, we ain't doing that. 7, 8, 7. We back to a corner, bro. You put up the white flag.
Hey, Miss J, it got nasty the other night. It was like 4 or 5 of them. Like they was just, oh my God, it was nasty work, man. Jesus Christ.
I started feeling bad for 7. I was like, let me just be quiet and leave.
They tried to send me down to the G League, bro. I'm like, hold up, man. This is my show, man. I'm not allowing this. I had to cut this shit short. I'm like, nah, we ain't going out like no suckers. Nah, we ain't doing that. Man. No, bro. I just feel like I'm not giving him no A. I'm not going that crazy or nothing like that because, you know, he went out in the first round a couple years ago. They didn't make the playoffs the year before. But overall, like I said, LA had no type of light on them before LeBron came. They had no chance of winning anything before LeBron came. LeBron won a championship. Y'all talk about the bubble and y'all like to down it. Everybody else had an opportunity to do the same thing and they didn't get it done.
I mean, hey, a ring's a ring. It don't make a difference in what shape, way, or form you got it. Ring is a ring. I'm not gonna just call it the bubble year like everybody wants to deem it. You got the ring.
Anthony, they don't want that smoke. They don't want you to bring back them head-to-head numbers.
They are. This is what I'm saying. This is how it's like. People love to talk empty stats, bro. That stuff that's empty, bro.
Wow.
It's hollow. It's hollow.
It amazes me how you talk about empty stats when it comes to LeBron, but we witnessed Kobe Bryant shoot 50 shots in his last game to score 60 points, and we praise him for that exit.
Yeah, but that's another thing. That was an empty stat game, though. It was more for the optics. That's exactly what that was. That was like a go out with a bang. Everybody wanted him to shoot a whole bunch of shots. It was his last game of his career. Period.
And you know what else amazes me? Y'all put so much spice on this Mamba mentality thing and this killer mentality thing that MJ has. We're talking about a difference of 1 and 2 championships. So how much of a significance is Mamba mentality when he has 5 and LeBron has 4 and 3 franchises?
Because he didn't have, none of them think of, when you say Kobe and when you say Mike, you don't think of an NBA superstar journeyman. We're not doing it, 7.
Wow.
LeBron is an NBA superstar journeyman where he sees the opportunity, he's going to go. Just like he's about to leave the Lakers next year. And you're not gonna be a Lakers fan next year. We know this, 7. You're gonna go wherever LeBron goes. You're gonna have your Atlanta Hawks gear on. You're gonna have your Atlanta Hawks gear.
I'm telling you, you already know. But let me ask you this. Because it's laughable to me how you say LeBron James is a journeyman. Why? Because he played out each contract to the end and then just decided to go somewhere else because it wasn't working. You gonna blame him for that?
Exactly.
But you got a guy like Kobe who quitted on his team, a guy like Kobe who demanded a trade. You don't have no problem with that.
He demanded a trade to put pressure on his team. That's already been documented, bro.
LeBron never did that though.
No, LeBron just left because he couldn't handle the A. When it got hot, bro, he ran looking for AC, bro.
No. I would accept that if LeBron would have demanded a trade. He played his contract out. Like, what do you expect him to do?
LeBron is the type, what he does since he's super passive aggressive, he sits and he's like, man, we need to do something. LeBron blames everybody but himself for everything, bro. And this is the reason why he jumps from team to team. And this is the reason why he set the blueprint for niggas like Kevin Durant and all these other superstars to be jumping from team to team too.
How great has the NBA been now that stars can take control of their own career? Let's keep it real.
So how great has it been? Has it been great to you?
Yes, absolutely.
It's been excitement.
As a content creator, bro, all the storylines and narratives that we done got from Kyrie to James Harden to all these.
And who's been in the middle of all that? Who's been in the middle of all that?
I mean, but again, these guys are doing what's best for their career. They didn't have that power before LeBron brought that to the
I'm not knocking them. But I'm just saying a lot of these dudes, LeBron was one of the blueprints of running away from the grind. And that's what sticks on his resume. That's a stain. That is a stain on his resume. This is why a lot of people look at LeBron the way that they do. Because
so just the case, is KD in that same category?
Exactly. He is.
Of what?
Of going he started with the Thunder, then he went to Brooklyn, he went to the Warriors, he got his championships, and then now he's at Phoenix hoping to with his super team now.
No, not the same.
That is the same. That's exactly the same. We're not doing it.
Durant he demanded a trade out of Brooklyn. Y'all remember that, right?
More than once. No, I get that, but I'm just
more than once.
Playing for multiple teams. This is what I'm talking about. Play for multiple teams.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about too. He talking about demanded trades. Man, skip demanded
I'm
trades. If
talking
you
about
leave,
he's
you
on
leave.
multiple teams though.
Yeah,
Like, how
you
many more
hood
teams
hopping.
is he gonna play for
What,
before he retires?
what did Kevin Durant win in OKC?
Bro,
And what did Kevin Durant win in Phoenix? And what did Kevin Durant win in Brooklyn?
that's irrelevant to this conversation. We're not talking
It's
about
very
willing.
relevant
No,
because look
no,
what
it's not.
LeBron won in
Because
Cleveland.
you're a hood,
Ask me the
it's,
same thing about LeBron in Cleveland,
bro.
Miami, and LA.
He's a hood hopper, bro. That's what he is. He hood hop.
Yo, he is the
Where's
best.
Jake?
He is the best
Where's
player in history that knows
where's
how to
Jake Klein at, bro?
capitalize and maximize opportunity. He's a game changer. Hood hopping.
He's hood hopping, bro.
He's taking these teams to championships. How is that hood
Yeah,
hopping?
with other superstars, bro. We're not
Who?
doing this. He goes
Who?
to teams where other superstars are or
Explain.
aspiring superstars, bro.
There,
That's what he do.
I mean, that's cool because everybody has a dynamic duo or a big three
Yep.
or a quote unquote super team. So this game can't be won alone.
Everybody does
But
not, though. Everybody does not.
everybody that's relevant, that's winning championships, do.
No, they
There's
not
Okay, the only
really.
person who
Not
doesn't
really.
really have a quote unquote, I guess you could say big name, big three would have been Giannis.
well, he had an
Yeah.
all-star Chris Middleton.
But
Yeah, but
no,
I'm
man,
saying
we're
who
not
else
Andrew,
doing
has
hold
this.
up.
We're
big
Andrew
not doing
players?
this,
Holiday.
Who
man.
else
We're
has
not
Andrew
doing
big
this.
Holiday.
We're
And
not
they
doing
had a
this,
winning
Seven.
coach. We ain't
We're
gonna
not
sit up
doing
there and
this,
act like
Seven.
Giannis
They
ain't
not
have no help.
They're not on the
Seven.
status of going to go play with Jimmy Butler or going to go play with a James Harden and a Joel Embiid. They're good
Exactly. That's
players, but they're
different.
not the same tier level when we talk about names and going to go team up with.
Keep moving that goalpost. I'm still
I
gonna
don't hear
score every
nobody
time.
saying they want to go to the Bucks to team up with Giannis and Chris Middleton. They're saying they want to go play with Giannis. Did I even mention that Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday when you
But we
mentioned that?
all know as analysts and fans of basketball, Giannis ain't winning nothing without Chris Middleton. Regardless of what people say, who they focus on, that
Yeah.
thing is not going to work without Chris Middleton.
That's true.
Bro. Giannis only won a championship because Kyrie sprung his ankle and James Harden tore his hamstring. That's the only reason why he won a championship. We're not doing this, bro.
What is Shaquille O'Neal to you then? If
It was a
LeBron is a
fluke.
journeyman, what is Shaquille O'Neal?
Hey,
He's he was a
because I
hood
mean
hopper. He
he
was a
went to
hood hopper, bro.
Tennessee too.
Exactly. He was a hood
Shaq,
hopper.
how yo, it amazes me that you
He
can
gets the
put both
same
of those
treatment,
situations in the same category. How in the
bro.
world?
Seven, they're the same situation. They moved to different
No
teams.
way.
Yes.
No way,
Shaq went
BA.
to go play with LeBron because he thought he was going to win a championship. He went to Boston because he thought he was going to win too. Then he went to Phoenix with Steve Nash. He thought he was going to win.
That's journeyman stuff.
Yes.
LeBron
Journeyman.
goes to different destination and actually wins the championship.
Win or not,
as the
hood
best
hopping.
player. As the best player.
You're still hood hopping.
No way,
Leaving from
bro.
team to team is
No
hood
way.
hopping, bro.
No
It's
way.
okay to be a hood hopper
Because if
these
he was
days.
to stay in
Seven.
Cleveland, he would
Seven.
have
What's
no
wrong?
shot to be great.
What's wrong with hood hopping, Seven?
Nothing is wrong with hood hopping, but we just need to
You're
have
denying it right now. You're denying. You're like,
for
no
LeBron.
way, no way. Yeah, but he hood hop though.
No way, no way.
He didn't hood hop.
No
he
way.
ain't traveled from team to team to go win.
No, he took 3 franchises to championships.
But he didn't travel to 3. He didn't travel to franchise from franchise to franchise to win.
He's free. He's a free agent. What you expect him to do?
Free agent or not, did he travel from franchise to franchise to win? Answer the question.
Yes, he won 3 franchises championships.
Exactly. He traveled from franchise to franchise to go win a championship, bro.
Jordan went to more than one team. Is Jordan a hood hopper?
No, Jordan is not a hood hopper.
Wow.
Why is he not? You know why he's not a hood hopper?
Wow.
Because he didn't even want to come back. And then when he went to go own the Washington Wizards, they said, "Yo, we'll give you a certain percentage if you can put on a jersey and play for us," knowing that he wasn't going to win nothing. But put on a jersey, then we're gonna give you we're gonna give you a percentage of our team for the Washington Wizards. And Jordan went and handled his business and went in that business. Just he was okay, but yeah, no, we're not doing that. That's a different situation, bro.
This is a perfect statement right here.
And Kyrie are journeymen.
They the journeymen, not LeBron.
They are too.
They are
too.
They
all are journeymen, bro. 7. It's okay. They all are
So are we
journeyman, bro.
labeling journeyman players that have
I'm not
gone
going
and played
to
for
tell you to
several
disrespect
teams?
LeBron like that.
Or
And
are we
Yes.
labeling them
afternoon.
that if they've gone to several teams and they've won championships?
And it's to me, like to my definition, it's going to several teams, winning a championship or not. It's jumping from team to team to see where you can go because you're only jumping from team to team, not for a bag or anything. It's to go try to win a championship at multiple different teams because your team that you currently with, you don't want to be there no more.
That's not my definition of a hood hopper.
What's up? Then why are you? So jumping from team to team is not a hood hopper.
Kyrie, Russell Westbrook, these guys jump from team to team.
LeBron
LeBron
ain't jumped the team,
goes to a team, plays his entire contract out, don't ask for a
bro.
trade, finishes the contract, realizes that he cannot go no further, and he moves on. And he goes to the new team.
He
He
hood
goes
hops,
to the new
bro.
team, becomes the best player on that team, and takes them to a championship. How is that
That's
hood hop?
still hood hopping. You still switching teams.
No, Jordan
You
switched
leave
teams.
it. You
Jordan
start
switched teams.
so you go you leave Cleveland because you're like, okay, even though we were number one in the East my last 2 years with Cleveland, okay, I'm sad we can't win a championship even though we were number one in the East. You go to Miami, you stink it up. And then you win 2 championships in Miami. Then you're like, oh my gosh, I
Wait a
think
minute.
Dwayne Wade's knee hurts. Just he might not ever be the same. Oh my gosh, the role players are super crazy here too. So let me go back to Cleveland because I see Kyrie Irving and I see Kevin Love and I see the pieces that we can put
That's a
together.
lie. I'm
So
not
I'm gonna
gonna
go.
let you
That's
lie. I'm
that's
not gonna
that's
let
what
you
it
lie on
is.
LeBron.
Is
Kevin Love,
that
that's a
bro,
bold-faced lie.
bro,
Kevin
bro,
Love was
bro,
not a
bro,
part of the Cleveland Cavaliers
bro,
until
bro?
LeBron made that happen. That's number
Kevin
one.
Love. No,
Number
this is what it.
two,
They had the
because
number one
and
pick in
Andrew
Andrew Wiggins.
and Andrew
He knew he
Wiggins, right?
wanted to trade Andrew Wiggins. He knew he
What
wanted to trade him for Kevin Love.
Kyrie Irving had no chance. Kevin Love has no chance of
But
being a champion without
he
LeBron.
was a super. He was bubbling into a superstar. LeBron seen that.
LeBron immediately goes to Cleveland and takes them
Yes,
to the finals 4 years in a row.
and salute to
So
that.
much so that Golden State had to go pick up Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you expect LeBron to stay in Cleveland?
They beat
Really?
they beat they beat Cleveland. They beat Cleveland without KD too. Don't forget that. And let me say, and they won a championship post KD as well. I want to say that as well.
I
But
mean, I
what
couldn't tell
but what I'm
listening to you. I don't never hear you
but
talk about 2016. You give LeBron, I never
but
heard you say that.
no. Hey, my fault, my bad. Hey, what you call it? Kicked them he kicked them in the crown jewels, and that affected the whole series. But that's some other stuff.
Oh my
That's some
God.
something completely different.
So I guess
Ray
I guess
Allen saved them once. Ray
we
Allen
sitting here
saved
gonna
them
say
once.
Draymond Green is the reason why
Hey,
LeBron won the
Ray
championship.
Allen's yeah, because he was clutch sports. We not doing. We see you trying to get. We can get deep into that, but we're not gonna get deep into that today. But you leave. You do you go you. So you start with Cleveland, go to Miami, then go back to Cleveland. Then
But you
after you at
you're
Cleveland,
not
you jump
putting
to
this,
LA.
you're not putting this thing in context, and this is why I'm not
Best
going to let you get
perspective.
away with that. It's not. No, it's not. This guy is going to this team as the best player and changing the narrative at every stop. At every stop.
But
And
he's still switching teams to do it. He's
and
switching teams to do it.
when he leaves, all those teams go downhill.
He's
Every
switching
last
teams.
one of them.
He's switching teams to do it, though.
He's
That's
not
my
switching
point. It
teams.
ain't downhill, uphill, championship, non-championship. It has nothing to do with any of that. He's switching teams to try to go win.
He's winning. He's not trying to do anything. He's winning.
Before you
Who else do
go
you
to a
know?
team,
Who else
you
do you know
project
in
to win.
NBA history? Because Kobe played the same amount of years. I know he didn't play the same teams, but who else do you know
Yeah,
in NBA history has won championships with 3 franchises and been a relevant role in it? Name one
man,
other person in NBA history.
I can't. He's the only person that's ever done that. He's the only person that's ever done that.
Well, man, this is
Yeah,
GOAT shit right here we talking about.
but I can tell you if Kobe and MJ decided to do that shit too, they would have did the same thing.
No way.
And hey, the other NBA journeyman that plays for the LA Clippers, he had a shot at doing that
Who
shit
did,
with the
who did LeBron beat in the
Kawhi.
finals in 2012?
They beat San Antonio. didn't they? I think it was San Antonio. No,
They,
was it?
they
Yeah,
beat OKC, the
they beat
team that
OKC.
beat
The
the
baby
shit
thunder,
out of Kobe and the Lakers.
the
The
baby
baby
30.
Thunder, who
Yeah, the
beat the
baby
shit
thunder.
out of Kobe and the Lakers.
Yeah, they did. They
The
did. They
year
beat them,
before that, when LeBron and them lost to Dallas, since y'all brought up the Mavericks,
bro.
who did the
Kobe
Mavericks
them
beat?
went to 3 straight NBA
I
finals,
don't
bro.
care
We
about all
ain't
that.
doing
LeBron went
this.
to
We ain't
4.
doing this,
LeBron
bro.
went
We ain't
to
doing
4. Matter of fact, I think LeBron went to 8. How many straight
Yeah.
finals did LeBron go to? Don't talk to me about no little bit of
How
4.
many rings does LeBron got?
4.
How many does Kobe got?
5. 3
Exactly.
of them thanks to Shaq. 3 of them thanks to Shaq. Now what?
3 of them thanks to Shaq. What you mean 3 of them? We not doing this, bro. Just because
Yes,
Shaq decided to show up in the finals and Kobe carries them during the whole Western Conference play, we not doing this, bro. Look at them stats. Look at them stats.
you're
Look
trying.
at Kobe
You're gonna sit
stats.
up here right now in front of the
Look at
American
Kobe
public
stats
NBA
tonight.
and
Hey,
tell me
look
that
at
Kobe would have 5
bro.
rings without Shaq?
Kobe was 21, 22, and 23, bro.
Bro, answer my question. Would Kobe Bryant have 5 championships without Shaq?
Would Shaq have 3 championships without Kobe? Ask me that. Answer me that.
Yes, I believe he would. He went to Miami. He went to Miami in 05. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals with D Wade, and then the next year they won the whole thing. So I believe it wherever Shaquille, because he went to the finals with Orlando. So yes, I believe Shaquille O'Neal would have won a chip within that
And
stretch if he would have played with Kobe.
I think Kobe would have won. I think Kobe would have won 3 without him too.
How? With what?
He won 2 of them without him, didn't he?
I mean,
Exactly. He won 2 without him. Went to
listen,
3 without him.
we talk about 2 and 5 now. We talk about 3 championships. Yeah, he won his
Yeah,
2 with
that's what I'm.
he won his
But
2
I'm
with Paul
saying
Gasol
we're talking.
and
Yeah, but
Phil
you're asking me,
Jackson.
do you think you can win? You asking me, do you think he can win 3 championships without Shaq? He won 2 of them. Shaq only won 1 without him.
Right, but he has 5. So what I'm asking you is, you think you're telling me that he could have still won 3 more championships without Shaquille O'Neal? No way.
Yes, I think he could have won 3 more championships without Shaquille O'Neal.
Here's my guy.
Especially if he would have went. Especially if we would have went. If he would have went to another squad that had a team already set up,
I
like
need y'all
Shaq
to
did.
somebody tag Battle Truth, and I need his gavel. I need Battle Truth's gavel. This shit is crazy. I'm not. This is real.
Tell him, hey, LeBron 4 for 10, man. He shoot 40% from the field, man. He low key, 2 of them championships that he did win.
I watched this young
He got
man
saved.
in year 20 surpass Kareem all time in scoring, surpass Gary Payton all time in steals, and surpass Magic Johnson all time in assists. There's nothing else you could tell me. Nothing.
Bro. If he would, man, I gotta. You lucky I gotta get up out of here because I gotta do my get your game up show with
Oh, y'all.
Capo right now. You lucky because I
Real
can.
quick,
Oh, I
BA,
want to punch. I want to punch on this.
we gonna finish this one up, but before you go, let everybody know what you got going on your platform, BA, before we sign off, so people can stay in the loop of what you got as well over there.
For sure. Make sure y'all check out Get Your Bars Up Media, man. Northwest Bound, Seattle in the building. I have a show with my guy Capology Facts. It's called Get Your Game Up. We predominantly talk about just life subjects. We got the Adam 22 thing that just dropped. We got the Kiki Palmer thing that just dropped. We're about to punch on all of that. And this is about this is about how to become just a good person. You feel me? We have a lot of female perspective up there too. We have guest women that come up and talk they ish and punch on subjects, dope debates, etc. When we're not doing that on Sunday during the rest of the week, we talk battle rap. We talk battle rap and we talk hip hop and dope platform. So hey, come over there and visit us, like, subscribe, but make sure if y'all over here right now, y'all hitting this like button over here. 7 does this thing, and 7 has been doing this thing for a minute. Subscribe, hit the like button, share this thing, man. This is what, if not the dopest sports talk on YouTube, it's definitely top 3. It's definitely top 3. So
We real
show
love.
love.
I appreciate you, bro. Absolutely. BA, how often? Let the people know. You said every Sunday you and Capo go at it with this.
Yes, every Sunday at 2 p.m. At 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
live
check us
stream.
out. Yeah, live stream. It's about an hour and a half. Sometimes we bring different perspectives. We might have a porn star come up. We might have a church going woman come up. We got so many different perspectives that come up and talk their ish about sexuality, as well as how to be a man, how to be a woman, etc. Their perspectives on dating, relationships. They give it's free game. It's free game. So it's get your game up. Come check us out.
The show. And shout out to my girl, Miss J in the building. Talks with Jay, another dope sports analyst on social media. Miss J, let everybody know where they can follow you at and subscribe to your channel and what type of content you be bringing.
Um, Mainly talks with Jay. That's basically where you can find me, and basically battle rap and sports of all kinds. Probably the NBA Summer League and WNBA season right about now.
Right. That's dope. Dope. So make sure y'all follow Miss J Talks with Jay. Is it spelled out just like that, Miss J? Because I'll make sure I put the link in the description. But for those that need the spelling of your channel, is it just Talks with Jay?
Yeah, it's JAE instead of JAY.
Dope shit. Dope shit. All right, guys, we are about to sign off. A big shout out to everybody that joined us this afternoon. Diesel754, my dog. Salute to you, my brother Anthony, of course. My brother HBEPA 1978. That's the best year in the world. Salute to my brother as well for coming through and supporting. I'll make sure I put the link for BA's channel and Jay's channel in the description of this video. I hope you guys stay safe for the rest of the weekend. If you all enjoy daily NBA content, just a quick reminder, make sure y'all follow me everywhere on social media 24/7, 365. We talking our shit when it comes to this thing we love called basketball. And today's live stream goal is a simple one. We got a live stream goal of $26 today. So if you guys would like to support and help the network, you could do so through our Cash App options or our Super Chat options, whichever you feel wanted. We definitely appreciate the support. But most importantly, do us a huge favor. Smash that like button. Share the video so we can try to build this platform, man. Y'all already know the vibes. I'm Seven Mitchell. You guys are now rocking with the best. This is the Best of Seven Sports Talk. Make sure y'all holler at Jay, holler at BA, and I'll be back live with you guys later on this evening with another live stream. So make sure y'all hit that notification bell so y'all can join me later on tonight, man. We up out of here. Y'all stay safe. Peace.